Hello colleagues, this is Josh here, and I'm hoping that a little bit of organization will help us make the most out of our time together on our PD day on Wednesday. So I wanted to go over this Art SAC distance learning package ordering. So on Wednesday, on our agenda, we're going to spend some time coming up with art packages, and we're going to do this by breakout rooms in Zoom. And so we're going to have a drawing painting room, a sculpture ceramics room, and a photo video graphics room. And what we're going to do is we're going to try and come up with the resources and materials that our students are going to need for trimester 2. And there's a lot of different ordering that we're going to have to do to this, so I thought maybe there's a way I could organize all our time, so it's going to make it easier to order, so it arrives on time. We can send it out to students in a timely manner. So let me show you what we got. Okay, so this is an example of what we're going to do, and this is for jewelry. Now we only have jewelry at Tartan and not North, so it's going to be a little bit different. So the first thing I did is I wrote down the number of students that I have, and that totals it up. So 59 students there. And now what I'm going to do, all you need to do is fill out these 6 columns. So you're going to think about, in your units or in your projects, what are the materials that you need? Okay, so you start with your assignment or your unit, and then you write down the supply and the price. And so let me show you how you do this. So this is the summative paper jewelry, and the supply that they need is paper. Now I don't want to get them any old regular paper. I'm going to get them this Yasutomo 1000 Crayons Origami Paper Kit, and it's $17.11. I'm going to copy the link, so I do Control-C, and I'm going to update this. So I'm going to remove the link there. I'm going to right-click, edit the link, and paste that. So it takes me to this dickblick.com ordering site. And then there's 1,000 sheets of paper there. So 1,000 sheets. And then the price is $17.11. So I'm going to type that in, $17.11. Now the thing is, every student is not going to need like 100 sheets. They're probably only going to need about 4 for this project. So I'm going to type in the number of sheets that they need. Let's say I'm feeling generous, I'm going to give them 10. Okay? And so this column, the price per student, it's going to cost 17 cents per student to give them all 10 sheets of this origami paper. And since I have 59 students, second trimester, that's going to cost $10.09 roughly. Now, it's really going to cost me $17.11 to just buy the pack of paper, but that's it's negligible, right? And then I'm going to continue to do that for all the materials that I'll need for every assignment. It gets a little bit tricky when you start to look at things like salt. So right here, I'm going to have students make their own beads by creating a salt dough. And so they're going to need 2 cups of flour and a cup of salt. Well, how do I do that? How do I figure that out? So it takes a little bit of math, but salt that I'm going to get at Target is 49 cents for a pound of it. Okay, so I type that in, 49 cents. Now, how many cups of salt are in there? Well, as it turns out, there's 491 teaspoons, which comes out to 10.23 cups of salt. I might need to check my math on that now that I'm thinking about it. But let's just say I'm 100% right there for right now. Obviously, if you make any sort of mistakes on your math, it's going to translate everywhere else. So double check your math, please. So anyway, there's 10 cups in there, and each student needs 1 cup of salt. So then my math runs in the background, and it figures out that it's going to cost 5 cents per student to give them all a cup of salt. Okay, not a big deal. In total, it's going to cost $2.83 to buy enough salt for my class. So all the math part, you do that. Now this right here, this column is what gets calculated and what doesn't. So we know that students are going to have some amount of materials around their house. Like for a formative project where they're going to make a paper ring, they can use notebook paper. They don't need fancy origami paper. And so if it's a student resource, we can put in 0. Maybe I don't want to buy them fancy origami paper. Say the art department, $10. And I can put 0 in there. And what it does is it multiplies this equation here by 0. But if I do want to purchase that supply for them and provide it for our students, then we'll put a 1. And that means that we're going to purchase that supply. Now you're going to go through this, all of your assignments, and you'll come up with a grand total. Now I did some cost. I divided this number by the number of students that we have in jewelry, and I found out that to give the students all of these supplies, it's going to cost the art department about $6.88 per student to do this. Now this is something that we'll be able to manage for this number of students, and it helps me along the way figure out what kind of materials and supplies are too expensive. One of the recommendations I'd make, try to use Amazon as much as possible. They have better shipping and usually lower prices. If we go with suppliers that are different than normal, sometimes it's more difficult to get purchase orders done through them, especially if they're over like $100 or $500. So, but this will help your bills, Melissa and myself, do all the ordering a lot faster and thereby get the materials for our students sooner. Okay, now each area has their own kind of worksheet that they can work through. You can type in the number of students, and so like we have 25 students in Studio Art 2A. It updates it, and it updates all the numbers everywhere else and the cost associated with it. All right, I hope this helps you, colleagues. Thank you so much for doing a great job. If you have any questions, we'll already be on a Zoom call together, so I'll be able to answer them there. But this is going to be something that we do on Wednesday. So take care, stay well. You're the best, guys.